Hey, okay, so we are now live. Yeehaw. So while I'm doing this, I'm going to be distracting myself so I can actually talk about some of this stuff by taking this treadmill apart, and I'm going to move a light back there real quick too. So,
There isn't a delay.
no. So why don't you go real quick to Facebook and
You
let uh, um, let Teresa or
Incense
somebody let
shop.
Incense shop just showed up. Cool. Cool. Hey, man. So the way this is gonna work, my missus is gonna read out comments to me and whatnot while I'm talking and disassembling this thing as best I can.
Katie Bug, Jackie's Kitchen, and more.
Hey guys, I'm gonna just give it a few minutes before I get going on this stuff. And maybe if you wouldn't mind giving it a share or something, let some folks know. But today marks the day of my 1 year quitting my day job, I guess you'd say, and just going full time, doing what I'm doing, which is mostly peddling. It's not all blacksmithing. It's not all whatever. It's whatever I got to do in order to make ends meet. So far, it's been pretty good to me. So, good enough. We're surviving, and I don't have to really honestly look into getting another job.
Katie Bug says should be fun. Incense shop should share to For Hens Facebook.
Awesome. Thanks, man. Okay. Now comes all the fun, because I gotta rip the guts out of this thing.
C. Dean.
Okay. So, like I was saying, this kind of marks a year that I've been doing my odd jobs and whatnot and just getting by, I guess, is a good way of putting it. We did our taxes, and I ain't made a whole lot of money this year.
Kitty's Homestead.
Hey, Miss Kitty, how are you? But we have made enough and been able to do without quite a bit of stuff. But yeah, it's amazing what a little bit of willpower will let you do. But what really boils down to everything is this time last year, actually it started about Thanksgiving, didn't it, dear?
Yeah.
About Thanksgiving, right after the Homestead Conference, I was really, really, really not in a good place, mentally, emotionally, all that jazz.
Been a troll slayer.
Okay. So with that, I was really, really looking hard at. We live on a pretty windy road, lots of curves, lots of big trees, and I was really looking hard at not making a turn at speed, if you know what I mean, and hitting one of those massive red oaks. Because I'm pretty sure that whatever vehicle I was in at the time, a massive freaking red oak would make it so that, one, I didn't feel a whole lot and went out pretty quick. So that's where I was when I said, you know what? Yeah, I'm making decent enough money, more money than we've ever made. Well, second most we've ever made. But I don't have to be the dickhead that has to fire everybody every day, once a day. So, now what else is holding this bastard together? Yeah, screwdriver time. So that's where I was. Maybe screwdriver time. I think you got a flathead.
Right. What is it? Black. What is it?
There's a white flathead where? Right there. Okay. This is why the wife comes and helps me. I'm stupid otherwise sometimes. I know. Jason, you could say the same thing, I'm sure, about Robin. But anyway, I was not in a good place, and I really said, well, I did a whole lot of talking with the missus right in and around Christmas and Thanksgiving. This past year, right at Thanksgiving, I took a week off, right?
Yeah.
A week off from work because we were supposed to drive out to my folks' house out in Spearfish, and you know that fell through due to some financial issues and a vehicle that wouldn't work for us. And so we stayed home and we did quite a bit of praying and talking and searching of the cosmos and the vibes and everything else. And the basic message we got back was, you're not happy, and especially since you're thinking about offing yourself, this is not a healthy environment. Shortly after Thanksgiving, I think it was Christmas time, the company I was working for at the time had the install supervisor of the company pass away due to some cancer. Really, really good guy. I really enjoyed everything he taught me. And it hit me kind of hard. But what hit me harder was the fact that that was about the 5th death that year for that company. And yeah, a few of them were, you know, fairly old individuals, nearing retirement age. But a lot of them weren't. One of them was real young. Another one was my age, had kids. Another one had some adult kids working there. And then to top all that off, what do we got? I got guts. That's what I got. Computer guts. Crap. Okay. So that's on hold up there for a second. But, you know, they'd had 5 deaths essentially. And I kind of got to the point that I said, you know what? I'm not 40 yet. I'm still not 40 yet. And I really want to live to see 40. Or more. Hopefully, or more. Family history leans itself towards way more. Yeah. So that's where I was. That's what made me go, all right, time to pull the plug on the insanity trip here and get off this roller coaster. So my birthday is February 4th. That is when I gave my 2-week notice to my boss. And I had a real good chat about it. You know, it had been bothering me for a few days because, you know, he's a good dude. And took me in, put me to work, gave me the skills, because the job I had no skills to start with on it. Just my odd job, blacksmith skills, I guess. And then, so I felt kind of bad about leaving them in the lurch like that, and they were saying, well, basically, if you don't quit, you're going to wind up getting put into a supervisor position, which I did not want at all. And probably fed into a little bit of that decision itself. But it just, there's a lot that was going to be changing, and
Jackie's Kitchen says, happy belated birthday minus the 3rd.
awesome. You know, it really kind of struck me as something that our conversation basically wound up, look, the current administration in our government's making it real easy to partake in being an entrepreneur and whatnot and running your own business. Now, it's the time to do it if you're going to do it. really, his words to me were, "You're a little old to be starting something." I wasn't, well, I was 37.
37, yeah.
Just turned 37, actually, that day. And so I was like, well, I watched my dad when I was in high school, so he was probably around 35 to 37, start janitorial companies up and do well enough with it that I didn't kind of really pay that bit of attention, but it did resonate, I guess, with me a little bit, because I remember it. But basically, out of that, I said, well, then I guess when I get back this afternoon or tomorrow morning, I'm going to have my 2-week notice ready for you. At which point, he said, so long as you work it out, you'll leave on good terms, and you can come back if you fall on your face, which was really the security net that I needed to say, all right, to hell with this, I'm doing it, and jumping with both feet, and no other security support system, whatever, under me, aside from, Amy with the Homestead Network. Shortly after October, I met Jason, online and got in with him. And didn't really get close until later in the year. But it was, how much crap is on this thing? But just enough, I know. It's just enough for me to talk and distract myself.
That's the point.
But, so we went into this thing. The cool thing was my boss bought a sign. My old boss, his wife bought a sign for a house that they bought, turning it into an event center. That was $2,000 right off the bat. I also had a Renaissance Fair contact me to make some massive hinges. I'm sure some of you might remember seeing some of those posts about how much I hated those things because each one was huge and heavy and all this. Recently I found out that the barn that those were going on burnt to the ground this winter. So I don't know whatever happened with it. I'm sure come spring when they get ready to do a barn raising, I might be getting a call from them. But so right then and there, I had an optimistic outlook on things, I guess. So that got me a good running start out of the darkness. I also started really heavily training in Xingyi, which is an internal martial art. And honestly, guys, between praying, between the Xingyi and doing my own thing and being responsible for myself and not having, somebody else looking at me going, hey, dude, you got to work late today, last second before we're normally signing out and whatnot. All that stuff. It changed a lot in me, and so, basically, I don't have that problem anymore where I was really looking to jump off a deep end type of thing. So, now I have about the opposite effect. I'm pretty wild most of the time. There's very, very little cohesive thought going on now. It's everything going on at once, kind of a blur in the back of my head. But it's cool because I can now take the time in my day to reach out and grasp those things and listen to the whisperings that I'm getting, promptings of the Spirit, however you want to say it. And a lot of it is really awesome and helpful. I didn't see the message.
It's another YouTube Live, I think.
YouTube Live. It's Friday night. I'm sure I'm stepping on somebody's toes. If you guys have somebody regular that you watch, please go support them. This is just me rambling, trying to explain a few things that have gone on in my head and one of the reasons why I started on this journey. The other thing is, I've been doing it for 20 years as a hobby at that point in time. Now it's actually it was more than 20. It was about 21 when I made that jump. So we're coming up on 22 this August. Years that I've been blacksmithing. Now my blacksmithing is hand work. It's hand hammers. It's never been power equipment. Really, never ever have I done anything with heavy duty hammers and such like that. Yeah, look, 2 screws on the bottom. So it's all small wares, hooks and whatnot like that, right? So that's what, when somebody said, we want you to make some 5 foot wide by, 2 foot wide, 5 foot long by 2 foot wide hinges, I jumped at the opportunity. Because I was dumb and didn't know how big that really is.
Kitty Sloan said, she said, this is pretty interesting to hear someone else's perspective on the whys and hows. I am glad y'all are sharing. And Teresa Dean just said, blinded by the light, revved up like a deuce, another runner in the night.
Absolutely.
The light is a little bit.
Well, I think she's referring to the words and the lyrics of the song.
Well, yes,
but, yeah. Well, I'm sorry about the light situation. It's a crappy, cold 2-car mechanic's garage, so my LED lights are what's letting me see up underneath this thing. I'm sorry. I'll try and move them if you need me to, but it ain't gonna be too successful. Yeah, so that's where I really got going with all this. And Amy, with being our sponsor in doTERRA, helped a lot too, because she suggested a lot of different oils and stuff.
Teresa said, no, you were fine, just hit me with that song.
Oh, okay. And that helped a lot with a lot of the oils. Also, talking with her about some of the adaptogenic herbs and stuff helped a lot. I found out, I did a lot of research on diet, and particularly in my case, a lot of it was not having enough fat in my diet. And as soon as I really started in earnest training with the martial arts, it increased my appetite enough that I'm not real picky on what I'm eating anymore. Who said what?
They're talking about the light. Katie Bug said it's fine on my phone, but bright on the PC.
Right. Well,
No, it's probably okay. I think you turn it a little bit.
I can bounce it that way and it'll bounce off the white wall.
Yeah, that's not really, yeah, okay. That's not shining into the camera anymore. Teresa says, I am on a seafood diet.
You see it and eat it? Yeah. Yeah, that's about where I'm at now.
Teresa said, no, leave it be, Josh, it was fine.
That's fine, that'll work.
I think this is fine here. This is.
Okay, we're about to the Hulk smash point. You come on over here. So the reason why I'm tearing this apart, I never did say, is actually to get the control motor for the speed, which is underneath here. The motor is, and the controller is up there. So I'm going to have a lot of fun ripping this metal shroud apart. Not so much.
Teresa asked if that's a treadmill.
It's a cheap old piece of crap treadmill, yes.
There we go.
Ugh. That's what you get for 230 pounds of fat boy, huh?
Good, they are only good for one thing, ripping it apart.
Well, somebody had fun with beer pong at one point.
And Katie says was.
Woods.
Treadmill.
Woods. It still is. It'll still work. It just might not be as well thought out. And I'm going to use the tread material because it's rubber. I'm going to use it for gaskets and stuff. But, yeah, anyway. There is a shock hazard due to hazardous voltage on this device. Only if it's plugged in, Bubba. Because you ain't got a capacitor or anything there.
Teresa said, beer pong seems legit. Seems legit use.
Do what?
Beer pong seems a legit use.
Well, maybe, maybe. We do live here in college town, so.
And with the partiest school in Virginia, apparently.
Yeah. If you believe the rumors.
I'll be nice.
Yes, I'm a gnome, I'm sorry. Anyway, where was I? What all we've done this year. Okay, so I got over a lot of the why we started doing it. Some more reason behind that was I realized that a lot of my darkness was affecting our kids too, and our marriage. So I decided to change that. And for me, high explosive energy level activity, better diet, and some of the oils and some better nutrition is what's helped me quite a bit with that. That gum stupid freaking thing. Don't make me get the torch now.
Teresa says, you're tall, Josh. You carry your weight than most of us.
Well,
But
yeah, and my shinny instructor says since I had to go up 2 inches on my, or 2 sizes on my waistline, that he's thinking it's a little closer to 250. I told him he's smoking stuff, so I guess next Monday I get to go to be weighed, but I'll have been weighed, measured, and not found
wanting, no.
Come on, plastic, my little friend.
Ladybug said lucky, but I don't know what it is.
Lucky? About me being that heavy? Or carrying it well?
Teresa says, I'll give you some, then maybe I would not be a fluffy dumpling on sticks.
I highly doubt it. Okay, this is gonna be fun. There is a capacitor. But it has
You're
been,
gonna get shocked.
it has been so long since this thing has been juiced up because there's a 15 amp fuse here that was blown. I got this stupid thing for like $10 because they had 40 on it and he plugged it in and couldn't get it working. There's a 15 amp breaker on the bottom that's blown. I said, well, I'll take it for 10. He said, sold.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Vina Trollslayer says, just wondering whatever happened to all the wool you guys had gotten.
Well, there's still a bag full in my shed. There's one bucket beside our washing machine that is still good. The rest of it, our birds and such got into, and it's strewn about the yard. Now, the bag that is in the shed, I will tell you that if you PM me, we can go on a video chat and look through it and let you see if there's any of that you want. And between you and Miss Kitty and maybe even Dana, if you guys get together and decide that there's something you want out of that, you can have it. Because I don't want to fiddle fart with it anymore.
Well, we're not set up for it right yet either.
Yeah, well, we're not set up for it. I've got some pieces to make for your spinning wheel.
Yep.
I've got to make the wooden screw that's the tensioner on it.
Teresa, well, you can't handle us all together.
I'm not allowed to talk about that part of my life anymore, Teresa. But at one point, that wouldn't have been a challenge.
Venus says, works for me.
Right.
What, set that up, okay.
Yeah, we'll set that up one day when it's sunny and warm and not
Yeah.
piss pouring rain or snow.
Kitty says, I would love the fiber, can never have enough. My spinning wheel is made of PVC. Laugh out loud. Teresa says, laugh out loud about spit my hard-boiled egg.
Uh-huh. Serve you right. Oh, boy, howdy. All right, anyway.
Incense says, cool kitty.
So we, talking about some of the stuff that we're looking at getting into next. Let's see, so I've got a 1956 International Harvester 1-ton pickup truck that has for the past, let's see, we got it in 2007.
Yeah, something like that.
So for that many years until now, it's sat in my driveway with me looking at it going, man, I wish I had the money and inclination and ability to fix that up.
Venus said, and planning on trying to go to the HOA, so if you can get her wheel together, I can help teach her how to use it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I did get sent a pretty cool little video that showed me how to do the big dowel tension wood and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So basically, I get a big rod and put it into some cooking oil, canola oil,
Okay.
and let it sit for 2 or 3 days and absorb all that oil,
Okay.
and then pull it out, and then you can put a dye on it,
Okay. Cool.
a large diameter dye, and get all that
Okay.
stuff
That
sucked
looks
into
okay.
it. So, this.
Oh,
Huh?
let's see. Teresa said, sorry, Vina, I have a turbo down on my truck and getting 4 miles per hour. Yeah, not good. Kitty said, that sounds awesome. And then at Vina, she says, I doubt you can get to this year's. Incense says, cool work, save money to get to HOA as a seller. And Vina says, Kitty, I'll just kidnap you. But I don't know if you can kidnap the willing.
Oh, you can always kidnap the willing.
Okay, so apparently whatever sound that was on your phone echoed into there because Teresa said, what was that sound?
Well, I thought it was on yours.
No, that was your phone.
Oh, it was some YouTube or Facebook or something alert. There you go. Bless it. Stupid. That's got to be a break. I can cut that. Maybe I can cut that. Oh, no. I'm ridiculous.
Teresa said, sound a lot like a cat fight with a chalkboard. That might have just been you scraped from that.
Oh, yeah, that's
That's
what that was.
Okay.
Come on, leverage, my friend! Don't get me started on Chinese food, Teresa. No, cats in the kettle at the Peking moon. I used to eat there every day at noon. I used to think it was Szechuan pork, but Garfield is on my fork.
Teresa says, just cut it off.
I don't want to cut wires that I'm going to need later.
Ooh. That did actually hit you, didn't it?
No,
Okay.
it hit my hand.
It sure looks like it whacked you in the face.
No,
face.
it didn't. Okay, well.
Not the face.
Oh, yes, Bill. There you go.
Yeah, we have no more pigeons or stray cats downtown. Oriental food. Unless they're taking them.
I can't do the sand people sound, so.
No, you're out of frame on that. Nobody
Well,
actually
that's
said that.
just peachy then. Lothar of the Hill People strikes again, baby! I know. What else are you gonna do on a Friday night? Watch some retard tear shit apart.
Don't eat any form of meat at the Chinese restaurant.
It's all processed. You can't have any of it anyhow because it's got MSG in it. Hmm.
I just need to learn how to make Chinese. The flavors that I like.
What?
Teresa, I swear if I get to meet you, I'm gonna haul off and smack you, you youngit.
Why? What did I do?
I don't know.
Oh, because I called you woman?
Oh, did you? I didn't even hear it anymore.
It's my term of endearment. Come on. You thought I was joking about Lothar coming out, huh?
No. Kitty said laugh out loud. She said,
Don't let me near a computer, Kitty.
Teresa said, my ex used to call me old woman. Now that is love.
Ay, ay, ay. Ba-dum, 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 bum, ba-dum, ba-dum. Can't touch this. Oh. No? Oh, yeah. I got those.
Katie says, yes, I would not for sure. Laugh out loud. I don't think there would be anything left.
Well, when you put an 800-pound gorilla next to a freaking computer, it don't really work very well.
I usually monitor you in front of the computer. So I go, okay, just walk away. I'll take care of it.
Yeah. So that's my 15 amp breaker. So.
Okay.
As it shatters into blue million pieces. Sure, I'll regret it later. But I know how to rewire shit, so.
Yeah, true. You did learn some valuable skills, didn't you?
No, I didn't learn those from that. I learned that from my father electrocuting me.
Oh, well. Teresa says, are we saving that wiring for a reason?
I think that some of it is the control dial.
Oh, what you
I'm not sure. And I put my fat fingers all over it and probably blew that to smithereens. So I might have to get an actual control dial. But it is what it is. Now comes the fun.
You want to continue? Is there more to continue the story with, or you want to?
Where am I at
I'm
in the
thinking.
story?
I'm thinking. Give me a second. You're kind of jumping around all over the place.
So we decided basically that I see why it wasn't. No, that was my bolt house. That's why that's.
Teresa said, well, then cut it off. I think it might be safer for you. Actually, there's nothing for you to electrocute yourself in there with, is there?
Oh, no, the plug is over here unplugged and been unplugged for quite some time.
Yeah. And the amp is all gone, too.
And yeah,
There's no current.
no current whatsoever.
You learned that lesson well enough.
Yeah, well, not everybody survives the second electrocutional shock with the freaking dryer,
A
huh?
dryer, yep, nope.
So yeah, basically, that is why I did all this, was because I was in a dark place. It was a bad thing.
Teresa says, okay, so I am confused. Are you fixing it or tearing it apart?
This is getting torn apart. I never said what I was tearing it apart for. That's why she's confused. I am building a 2-inch wide by 72-inch long belt sander for making knives. If you watched Forged in Fire, you've seen them. There is nothing now.
Nothing. Blind man. Actually, I feel more like a blind squirrel trying to find the nuts. But yeah, so bad relations with the wife, with the kids, with everybody. I was a real pill to be around. Terry Jean. That sounds like a smart upcycling idea for a treadmill.
Well, it is if you can figure out how to do it. There's lots and lots and lots of videos out there for it. Of course, it was made in Mexico.
Teresa,
Ow! Mother frickin' piece of junk.
says you, a redneck, and maybe a hillbilly. You will get it.
Yeah, because where there's a will, there's always a cutting torch. Oh, wait, what? I messed that up.
Don't hurt yourself, please. I didn't bring the Band-Aids.
I have man band-aids, duct tape, and super glue.
I think they make gloves and an oil for if you do not wear them.
I has the gloves in my pocket.
I guess they getting
Smashed
it.
the ever living shit out of my finger.
Electrical tape always worked for my daddy and ex. Yes. Yeah, well, you patched up the slice of your thumb that way, or whatever it was.
Okay, moving on. To a part that's not gonna kill me. But so we decided that,
Vina, I like electrical tape and shop towels as Band-Aids.
I don't have any shop towels.
No, we
I've got paper towels
Yeah.
over there.
Teresa, spin on the cut and wrap it up with tape.
For now. Then a little bit of lavender and melaleuca and, you know. What else is it? Calendula oil if I get a good deep cut.
Teresa, shop towels are the best.
Cinnamon. Cinnamon is the best actually for causing, it's a coagulant.
Oh, it's helichrysum.
Helichrysum, thank you. That's the oil I was looking for, not calendula oil. Or calendula oil, however you want
Sounds
to say
prettier
it.
if you say calendula.
Yeah, well, sounds prettier in French too, but I'm not allowed to use that word. Start number 52 on why, recapping why. The recap of why was I was in a bad place, basically in every aspect of my life, way out of balance. And for a long time, a couple of years, I've been getting pushed more and more into making my blacksmithing more of a career rather than just a hodgepodge hobby that I barely broke even with. Now, when I work, I break even, to put it that way. And I get to pick and choose when I work, to a degree. The bills have some say so, but we've been able to be highly blessed in my numerous job jumpings that I've been able to pick up a lot of skills, a lot of knowledge, investor type person, not in stocks and bonds, but in paying off our loans. So we are within spitting distance of having our land and house completely paid for.
I said the house is completely.
The house is paid for. The land
It's got.
lacks about $8,000.
Yeah.
A little less than $8,000. So. Oh, you bastard! Ha! Sweet. That's a roller bearing pulley that works. That will be seen in something else, I'm sure. Set that aside. That there's useful, baby. A belt. That's useful too. Let's see. Pull that off.
Oh.
Usually what's this?
I think the incense is leaving.
Okay. All right, man. If you gotta go, peace. I'm about done here anyhow. Honestly, really been running my mouth too much anyways. So, but I'm really looking forward to the next coming years, and there's some paperwork stuff that we've still got to get taken care of and whatnot to really do this effectively and efficiently, and as more of a permanency, I guess is a good way of saying it. But that will be taken care of very soon here. Finished up and get it all finished being taken care of anyways. And yeah, it's going to be awesome, man.
Thanks for chatting us up. This was a nice change of pace.
Yeah, normally I'm banging on stuff, which I still banged on stuff. And it's not so much always got to be a demo of a product that I'm making. So if you guys ever do decide that you just want to chat, message me. I'm going to change that format up quite a bit. So yeah, love y'all. Take care.
Kitty, I like watching the streams where you're banging on stuff. I just always seem to miss them the first time around.
Well, so since I did quit, one, my sense of time, days of the week, is shot. Like, I have no recollection of what day of the week it is, especially if we miss church for whatever reason, because that's like Sunday and Monday are my two scheduled days of the week, and if something goes off with that, then all bets are off. I can't remember what day it is. So yeah, and then two, I think that's it down there. And then two, my weights, my ability to tell how heavy something is gone, and time. Like if I'm working on a project and she doesn't bring my lunch down or my dinner down to me, I'll work 12, 14 hours straight and not even think twice about it. And then I come home and she's all pissed off because I'm super late and we can't, have any time, or I didn't spend time with the kids or whatnot because my brain's fried, apparently. I think it's just because I've taken one too many jolts of 220 and 440 electrical current. But laughing at me or them?
You.
Oh.
Teresa asked me to stop you.
Well, she doesn't slap me. She gives me love hats. But I do cool stuff for her. I did. Dadgummit, I don't have that flower down here.
Oh, no, shoot. It's too far away for me to get it.
Yeah, no. Anyway, y'all have a great night. I've tried to say bye twice, so I guess it's I've completely made the southern conversion now. Y'all have a great night, good evening, and all that jazz. Try not to kill people, and hopefully I didn't keep you out too late. Get you home to your beds on time. For you older folks. Let's see, now how in the piss do I stop this dumb thing?